picture this, a bustling marketplace in Ranchi.
Okay.
Back in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
It's evening.
Yeah, okay.
The air's kind of alive with all those smells you get from street food.
Right.
And the sounds of people bargaining and haggling.
Mm-hmm.
You see a young couple, Aryan and Pooja, strolling through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
From a distance, they look happy enough.
Right.
But as you get closer,
you
notice there's this tension kind of simmering beneath those smiles.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, their voices rise.
Mm-hmm.
Accusations start flying back and forth.
Right.
A crowd starts to gather. And this seemingly ordinary scene is about to take a very dark turn.
Oh, gosh.
A turn that leads to a devastating act of violence.
Mm-hmm.
And it leaves everyone wondering how love could go so wrong.
Yeah.
Welcome to CrimePod Castle's Twisted Love series.
It is incredible how quickly a situation can escalate like that, isn't it?
It really is.
This case, the Ranchi Roadside Love Scandal, as it came to be known, really forces us to confront that dark side.
The dark side.
Of human emotion.
It does.
Yeah.
To understand what happened that night.
Yeah.
We really need to understand the people who were involved.
Sure.
So who were Aryan and Pooja?
Well, on the surface, they seemed like a pretty typical young couple.
Okay.
Aryan was a hard-working delivery executive.
Okay.
Totally smitten with Pooja. Yeah. Ambitious college student.
So it's like a classic love story.
Yeah.
But you mentioned there was tension.
Right.
What was really going on beneath the surface?
Well, like a lot of couples, they had their issues. Right. You know, behind that facade of this loving relationship, there was this growing sense of insecurity and mistrust.
Okay.
Particularly from Aryan.
Is that what led to the confrontation in the marketplace?
It is that evening.
Okay.
Aryan publicly accused Pooja of cheating on him with a man named Kunal Thakur.
Okay.
Witnesses described the scene as chaotic, with Aryan's anger growing rapidly as Pooja desperately tried to calm him down.
Heartbreaking to imagine her being put in that position.
Yeah.
Especially in such a public setting.
Yeah.
Did anyone try to intervene?
You'd think that in a crowded marketplace, somebody would step in, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
Sadly, that's not always the case.
Right.
Several people witnessed the argument, but most hesitated to get involved.
It's that bystander effect, isn't it?
It is.
Very real phenomenon.
Yeah.
You assume someone else will take action. But in reality, everyone's thinking the same thing.
Right.
What if just one person had stepped in?
Yeah.
Could it have changed the outcome?
Yeah, it's a chilling thought.
It really is.
Absolutely. And in this case, that hesitation might have had really tragic consequences.
Right. You mentioned a man named Kunal Thakur.
Right.
What role did he play in all of this?
Kunal was a friend of Pooja's, and the person Aryan suspected her of cheating with.
So what happened when Kunal appeared on the scene?
Well, his arrival seemed to confirm all of Aryan's worst fears. Just fueled his rage.
Yeah.
And it pushed that situation from a heated argument to something far more dangerous.
Oh, gosh.
Picture the scene.
Okay.
This crowded marketplace.
Yeah.
Everyone going about their business. Yeah. And suddenly there's this young man consumed by jealousy, confronting his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then the man that she's been accused of seeing appears.
Oh, wow.
It's almost like a scene from a movie.
Yeah.
Except this was real life with real tragic consequences.
So the tension must have been palpable.
Oh, absolutely.
What happened next?
Well, when Kunal arrived,
yeah,
things escalated very quickly.
Okay.
Aryan, in a fit of rage, pulled out a knife.
A knife?
And attacked both Pooja and Kunal.
Where did he even get a knife from?
Well, Aryan was a delivery executive, so he always carried a knife with him for work.
Oh.
It's a chilling reminder of how everyday objects can become weapons.
It is.
In moments of anger and violence.
The thought of him using a tool from his everyday work life in such a horrific way is truly disturbing.
Yeah.
So what happened to Pooja and Kunal?
Pooja was critically injured.
Oh, no.
But thankfully she survived the attack.
Okay.
Sadly, Kunal wasn't so lucky.
Oh, gosh.
He died from his injuries.
It's just heartbreaking to think
it is.
that a moment of rage could lead to such a devastating loss of life.
Absolutely.
What happened after the attack?
This scene must have been pure chaos.
Yeah.
Witnesses describe people screaming, running for cover.
Oh, wow.
It's a testament to the bravery of those in the crowd that some people actually tried to intervene and stop Aryan.
That's incredible that even in the face of such violence, There were people willing to risk their own safety
Yeah.
to help others. What happened to Aryan?
Aryan tried to flee the scene, but he was quickly apprehended by bystanders and handed over to the police.
So the police were now involved.
Right.
What did their investigation reveal?
Well, the police had a complex task ahead of them.
Yeah.
They had a crime scene
Right.
with dozens of witnesses, a story that was already making headlines, and this web of emotions to untangle.
Yeah.
But amidst the chaos, they remained focused on finding the truth.
Yeah.
They started by gathering eyewitness accounts.
Yeah.
And what they heard painted a pretty clear picture of a volatile relationship plagued by jealousy and possessiveness.
Those eyewitness accounts must have been crucial.
Oh, absolutely.
In helping investigators understand the dynamics between Aryan and Pooja.
Yeah.
Did the police find any physical evidence
Absolutely.
at the crime scene?
The most incriminating piece of evidence was the knife itself. Forensic analysis confirmed that it was indeed the weapon used in the attack, and that it had Aryan's fingerprints on it.
So the forensic evidence linked Aryan to the crime.
It did.
But did it prove premeditation?
Well, to establish premeditation, they needed more than just the weapon. They needed to delve deeper into Aryan's actions and his state of mind leading up to the attack.
Yeah.
And that's where digital evidence came into play.
This is the part where our phones can reveal so much about our lives.
We do.
What did the police uncover from Aryan and Pooja's digital footprints?
What they found was a treasure trove of information that painted this really disturbing picture of Aryan's growing obsession and controlling behavior.
Wow.
They were able to access text messages, not just the content, but the timestamps, the frequency, the escalating tone. This helped establish a pattern of harassment.
That was really crucial for the prosecution.
So it wasn't just a few angry texts.
Oh.
It was a consistent pattern of behavior that escalated over time.
Right.
Were there any specific messages?
There was one message in particular that sent chills down my spine.
Oh, gosh.
A few days before the attack, Aryan had sent Pooja a text that said, "If you leave me for him, I'll make sure you both regret it."
Wow, that's not just a threat.
No.
It's almost a premonition.
It is.
Of what was to come.
Yeah.
It sounds like the digital evidence was a game changer in this case.
It was.
Yeah.
It provided undeniable proof that Aryan's actions weren't just a spur-of-the-moment crime of passion.
Right.
It showed a pattern of escalating threats and a clear intent to harm both Pooja and Kunal with this evidence in hand.
Yeah.
The police formally charged Aryan Singh with murder and attempted murder.
So the case was going to trial.
Right.
What happened next? Well, the trial began in late 2021 and quickly became a media spectacle.
Oh, wow.
The prosecution presented their case methodically, weaving together eyewitness accounts, forensic evidence, and the chilling digital footprint that revealed Aryan's descent into obsession and violence.
It must have been incredibly difficult for Pooja to have to relive that horrific night in court.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that the whole nation was watching.
All right, it was.
Yeah.
But Pooja showed incredible strength and courage throughout the trial.
Right.
Her testimony was powerful
Okay.
and played a key role in securing justice.
So the prosecution had built a strong case.
They had.
But what about the defense? What was their strategy?
Well, Aryan's defense team faced an uphill battle. The evidence against him was overwhelming. Their strategy was to try and portray the attack as a crime of passion, arguing that Aryan had acted impulsively. In a moment of overwhelming jealousy and rage, they tried to paint a picture of a man driven to the brink by the belief that his love was being betrayed.
It's a classic defense strategy in cases like this.
It is.
Did it work?
Not really.
Okay.
The prosecution effectively countered that argument by highlighting the evidence of premeditation, the threatening messages, the witnesses who described Aryan's behavior before Kunal's arrival, and the calculated nature of the attack itself.
Wow.
The jury saw through the defense's attempts to downplay the severity of Aryan's actions.
It sounds like the evidence painted a very clear picture.
It did.
Of what happened that night.
Yeah.
So the stage was set. The jury had heard the evidence, the testimonies, the arguments from both sides.
Yeah.
It was now in their hands
Yes.
to decide Aryan Singh's fate.
Right.
What was the verdict? After all the evidence and the testimony, what did the jury decide?
After days of deliberation, the jury returned with a verdict of guilty.
Wow, guilty on both counts.
Aryan Singh was found guilty of both murder and attempted murder.
That must have been a heavy moment in the courtroom.
Oh, it was.
What was Aryan's sentence?
The judge acknowledging the severity of the crimes and the clear evidence of premeditation sentenced Aryan to life in prison.
Life in prison.
It was a harsh but just punishment, reflecting the gravity of his actions and the irreversible impact they had on the lives of everyone involved.
It really makes you think about the choices we make.
It does.
And the devastating consequences that can follow.
Absolutely.
This wasn't just a crime of passion.
No, it wasn't.
It was a calculated act fueled by jealousy and possessiveness.
Exactly. And while the verdict brought a sense of justice for Pooja and Kunal's family, it also served as a stark reminder of the dangers of toxic relationships and the urgent need for open conversations about healthy communication, respect, and boundaries.
This case really highlights the importance of recognizing those red flags in a relationship. Jealousy, possessiveness, controlling behavior. These are all serious warning signs that should never be ignored.
Absolutely right.
We often hear these stories of violence in relationships and think, oh, that would never happen to me.
Right.
But the reality is it can happen to anyone.
It can.
It's crucial to remember that help is available.
It is.
And no one should suffer in silence.
No, they should not.
If you or someone you know is experiencing any form of abuse, please reach out for support.
Yeah.
There are resources available, people who care, and a path towards healing and safety.
Absolutely.
Well said. This case is a powerful reminder.
It is.
That love should never be a reason for pain or fear.
No.
It's about respect, trust, and understanding.
And it's about communication. Open and honest communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship.
Right.
If you're feeling insecure or jealous, talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't let those feelings fester and turn into something destructive.
It's so important to remember that we all have the power.
We do.
To choose healthy relationships.
Right.
And to create a culture where violence is never tolerated.
Absolutely. The Ranchi Roadside Love Scandal is a tragic story.
It is.
But it can also be a catalyst for change.
It can.
By learning from the past.
Right.
Acknowledging those warning signs.
Yeah.
And promoting healthy relationship dynamics. We can strive to build a future where love doesn't end in tragedy.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Into the Ranchi Roadside Love Scandal. We hope this conversation has shed light on the complexities of love, jealousy, and the devastating consequences of unchecked emotions.
Absolutely.
And as always, we encourage you to continue exploring these issues, to challenge your own assumptions.
Yeah.
And to be a force for positive change in your own communities.
I agree.
Don't forget to subscribe to CrimePod Castle.
Let's do.
For more captivating stories of love, obsession, and the dark side of human nature.
The dark side.
And be sure to check out our YouTube channel for additional content and discussions.
We'd love to have you.
Until next time, stay curious, stay safe.
Stay safe.
And as always, stay vigilant.